Talking. All right, everyone, welcome. We are doing an overview of product tonight for all of our Canadian friends. If you're on from the US, this is great for you too, because the products that we're selling in the US, Germany, and in Canada are all part of the same line. We are not positive which products are going to be sold in Canada yet. By the way, let me introduce myself. I'm Mary Hoff. I am a green olive star. I always kind of giggle at the names, but what that just means is I've invited a lot of people to jump on board here with the olive tree people, and they said yes. And you see some of our amazing team members. We have Shonda, who's in North Carolina. Robin is in Delaware. Julie is up in New Jersey. Janet, where are you right now? Are you in Florida? Where Janet has two homes. So
no, I'm outside of Philadelphia.
You're outside of Philadelphia today. Melanie is in Colorado. I think that's all of our team here in the US that's on tonight. And then guys, will you just introduce yourself real quick and share with us where you're from, and I'll call on you so it's not real awkward. You're not guessing. Cheryl, you want to go first?
Sure. I'm from a little town near Victoria, BC, on Vancouver Island, off of mainland.
Awesome. Welcome. I've met with Cheryl before. She's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for you to be with us. Brenda, you want to go next?
Yes, I'm in Nasa, Manitoba, on the lake. In Manitoba, it's about an hour and a half north of Winnipeg.
Amazing. And I have so many great stories about Brenda. I can't wait for everyone to get to know her. Irene, how about you?
Hi, I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia. Nice to meet you all.
And aren't you the sister-in-law of Brenda? Is that right?
Brenda and I are soul sisters, and
Okay.
Cheryl and I are sister-in-laws.
Ah, there we go. I knew somebody was someone's sister-in-law. Linda is actually who I first entered, the first Canadian that I talked to about the olive tree people. So Linda, can you share a little about you?
Mary, I said you're supposed to say, this is my first Canadian A.
Right. This is my first Canadian A, and also the treasure of Canada. I can't forget that part. That's my favorite part. She was a radio personality for years, as well as Brenda. So it's been really fun to get to know them and their journey.
And I am from Winnipeg. So
nice. How about
flat
you,
prairie.
How about you, Leslie? Where are you from?
I'm also from Winnipeg.
Nice. Bobby Norton, I see you there. Can you talk? She's muted out. She might not be able to. Sometimes people are,
She's from Comox, British Columbia.
Awesome. Thank you.
Irina is in Vancouver.
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi.
Sorry. Trying to eat before yoga class.
Oh, good girl. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm on Vancouver Island.
Okay, very nice. Irina?
West coast of BC.
I want to go there. I haven't been there yet. How about iPhone 74? Do we know who that is? Okay, well, if you were born in 1974, you're younger than me, and welcome. So sometimes I don't know how the iPhone determines all of those things, but let's get started. Let me share the screen and we will do a little bit of, here we go, product education for you. And guys, just to give you a little information, at least once a month, we go through this presentation for you and your guest. And I'm not going to go through the whole presentation because you have all heard about Thomas and so much of who he is. But what we do want to get to, hold on, I'm trying to get over there, is how to shop. Hold on, one more. That's Melissa. How to shop for product and some product education. So you'll know what you're looking for when you hop in to our product line. I know we've talked a lot about the waterless movement that we are on. And basically what Thomas discovered is that so many products are 70% water. You can go and you can look on your bottles and you can look at the first ingredient on your bottle, and what you will find is that the majority of the time it's water. And we do what's called the bathroom challenge. where we just challenge people to go in, look at their bathroom, look at their products in their bathroom, and see what it is that your products that you might be currently using have in them. The reason why we're different is because Thomas has replaced that water with an active ingredient. And that active ingredient is what he's extracted from the olive leaf. That's also an antioxidant. And so when you're looking at some of our labels, we're going to describe how the labels work, but you're going to see when you flip it over, you're going to see that water is not our first ingredient. And if you do see water listed, it is the natural water that occurs within the ingredients that are included. You kind of might be wondering, like, well, why is that such a big deal as I'm looking at that product? Well, it's a big deal because you don't want to pay for water, and you don't want to pay for things to preserve that water in order to get it to exist in the bottle that you're receiving. You might not know this yet, but our bottles are glass, which quite honestly is just really beautiful, and it looks very apothecary. That was one of the things that attracted me to this line as well, is that it is sophisticated. It looks like it belongs in a spa, you know, and then of course it's represented well, not only by the outside of the bottle, but also by the ingredients that are inside. So this is a really good illustration as to what other products look like and what our product looks like. In order for the water to be included, there has to be some emulsification. And that just means that they're whipping it together in order to get it to blend. And with that, the bad side over here, the not pretty side, there's usually refined vegetable oil used, something that doesn't necessarily work in favor of your skin. So that is one of the things that sets our product apart from other products. And I encourage you to jot down your questions, because we will come back and answer questions, but I'd like to kind of go through a little bit of the product info with you in order for us to, and we probably will answer some of your questions as we go along. Now, when you hop onto the website that you're going to join with this week, and that's going to be a link that you receive from the person that invited you. Everyone will get a link. The $65 registration fee for Canada, the enrollment fee will be waived when you order at least $300 in product. And that's obviously, you go in, you order that $300, and then they take off a 30% discount. And what that allows you to do is shop very specifically for what you want. And that's why it was really important to us that we did this tonight. So you can kind of get a feel for what you want. And even though we don't know the 50 products yet, and I feel like we're all at Christmas Eve just waiting for what those 50 products are going to be, we're going to give you the overview of the different lines so that when you do get on the website this week, you'll be able to understand what you're actually shopping for.
And Mary, can we clarify that's 300 US?
I don't actually know yet, Shonda. We don't
assuming
actually
so.
know, but usually
Okay.
I have a feeling it's going to be Canadian, because of whatever it is, it'll be very clear when they order it. So I think Thomas might go over that tonight, but my understanding of everything so far, it's going to be the 1.3 markup, which is what the normal exchange rate is between us and Canada. And when I've chatted with our Canadian friends, they all just kind of nod their head and say, yeah, we know, because they've launched companies before. But my understanding is it probably will have that, but I don't know for sure because they haven't absolutely said. Yeah, it's a really good question. I guess we're all, like I said, it's like waiting for Christmas because there's a lot of things that still haven't been unboxed for us yet. All right, so let's talk about the categories. When you look at our bottles, there's going to be, if you look up, especially in this F screen, there's an H90 down here at the bottom. That's the closest one. If you see any of our products under the Oliveda line, and we'll talk about the different lines in a second, there's going to be a letter first and a number second. The letter, if it's F, stands for face. If it has a B, it stands for body. If it has an I, it stands for internals. And Julie Hayes, who is an amazing fitness expert and incredibly versed in the internals, she's going to talk with you more about what those are in a minute. And the H stands for hair. Then you'll see the number. And the number is the number in which it was formulated and produced with our company. So, for example, The I01 is the very first product that Thomas created, which is an ingestible. That's the product that he used to heal his gut when he was sick, and it's the first product. So from there, you'll see all the other products in the line. For example, H90 has come out since February, since we've all been here. So that was the 90th product that he created, and it was for hair. So it's not going to be like there's 90 hair products. That is the product in totality that it was created in. There might be like B16 is for the body and B15. Shonda has a great, if you follow Shonda on social media, you see her legs and she uses that B15 and B16 and her legs look amazing. So let's just go on and talk a little bit more about, these are the primary skin concerns that people have. So when you're looking through their product, you might want to identify what your primary skin concern is. Acne, discoloration, or age-related changes. I would be under that category. So that is one that most of my friends are as well. Although I have had, and we can't make any claims to healing or treating anything, but I have had melasma. So I have a little discoloration here underneath of my face. It just naturally occurs from, it's a condition that I have. And my daughter has acne. So I think what you'll find is that the majority of the people that you come in contact with when you're talking about the product will have one of these skin concerns. Not that this encompasses everything, but it's the top 3. And that is why when you start looking at the product line, you might see those 3 things addressed more than other things. These next few slides are just little, I guess you could say, 5 products in each of these concerns that we have put together to address curiosity when we do these presentations. So if someone has an acne concern, these are the products that we would put together. Here's what I don't want all of you to do right now. I don't want you to try to memorize all of this or learn all of this before Thursday. I will say that we have an amazing amount of knowledge on this call tonight and a lot of studying that has happened. But what you really need to be concerned about in your first order is what you are going to use for yourself and what you think your friends are going to want to use. So if that is anti-aging, I suggest you go and take the quiz, which I think most of you have got the link and taken that. And then you'll know what it is that you want to order. And most certainly we can provide these lists for you if you want them. Here's an anti-aging list. I think, and I hope it's all on yours. Yeah, there it is. It's all on there. But really what you want to think about is what are you going to use, and selfishly, what is it that's going to make you feel more in touch with the product? I am a huge, I use all of these actually. The F71, that's what I cleanse with. This is a tonic I use. This is a serum. And then the F87 is not one that I use every day, but these are generally the products that I use for anti-aging. Once again, I'm going to have you all take the skincare quiz and we'll dive into these a little bit more. And then discoloration. Here's another list if you would like. And I can send this deck over to you all so you can look at it as well. But what we really wanted to do was just kind of to give you a general feel for what it is the product line is going to consist of. And I'm going to go to the website and share my screen in a minute and kind of walk you through the way that they're displayed so that you'll be able to see them. We do have a special ongoing that when you buy 4 products, you get your 5th product for free. And sometimes people hear that as I buy 4 and I get 1 free. And that doesn't mean you buy 3 and you get the 4th free. You buy 4 and you get the 5th free. So just be careful when you're sharing that with your friends and family that they're not thinking that their 4 is their purchase. They have to buy 5 and then the least expensive one will become free in their shopping cart. And I have heard that is also going to be available for Canada. All right, let me walk you through how to use skincare. And when we all got started, guys, we opened up this catalog and there's 90 products. We're just like, wait, do I use all these serums at once? And how many of these things do I need? And do my friends need all of them? And I know Shonda's got her Bible, which I lean into, because that girl, she knows, she's done her research. But this is a really fun way to think about how you want to apply product. You want to go from thinnest to thickest. So you cleanse and then you tone. And this always takes me back to my Clinique days in high school. That's just telling you how old I am. I think Clinique's still out there in my defense. And then after you cleanse, you go to your serums, which is how you treat. And then after you treat, you go to your cream, your moisturizer. And then of course you can go to your eyes. The things on the bottom are your boosters. And these are your internals, your mask, anything that is a little extra. I mask 2 times a week. I use all the internals every day. And seriously, it creates a really nice combination of from the inside out, because our internals, and Julie, I'm going to have you hop in a minute and talk about the internals. Those are where we get our collagen. That's where we're taking our signature ingredients from the inside out. Now you might be looking at this page and going, all right, why are some of the labels gold and why are some of the labels black? I was actually seriously curious about that. And I know the shorthand version, but I'm going to send you my long version because I think it's really fun to read this. So Oliveda's gold and black labels products differ primarily in their focus and their potency. That means the black label is considered the core therapeutic. So if you're just getting started with the product, and you don't want to be as aggressive, then go for the black labels. However, the gold label has a higher level of the concentrated active ingredients. The black label is a little bit more gentle. The gold level, on the other hand, is more corrective, which is what I'm always looking for. The gold level also has a higher concentration of our signature product. And this is what's in that green elixir, which is a I always say it wrong, say it for me, Julie. Hydroxytyrosol, right?
Hydroxytyrosol is how
Thank you. I always think I sound like a dinosaur every time I say it. I have to spell it out phonetically. I do all these things, but that is what we're ingesting. That is what we're putting on it. It is actually an antioxidant. And you might hear a lot about antioxidants in skincare. And what that does is it allows your skin to start producing what it needs to produce. And of course, then it says other active ingredients, but that is designed for more mature skin. Okay, so depending on where your skin is, my daughter's 30, she thinks she has mature skin. I'm 55, I know I have mature skin. It just goes to what you believe you want to put on your skin. When I filled out my brain quiz, everything came back with the gold label product, because everything I said was anti-aging, anti-aging, anti-aging. I don't have sensitive skin, so therefore it was a little bit more aggressive for me. This is a lot of product, and we share the screen just so people can see the vast line of what we sell. And it's a really good example too when people are looking at getting started with the big kit. So you're going to have the opportunity, from what Melissa shared with me today, of buying the kits as well. There we go. You're going to have the opportunity to buy the kits as well. Now, I do not know what those kits are. Hold on, I'm going to stop my share for a second here. Of course, it moves to another screen. We don't know what products are in the kit. So that's one of the reasons that we really wanted to go through the product line for you, so that you can kind of look at it and be like, all right, if I'm not sure what's in the kits and I know I want to go do my brain quiz, which is a quiz that you can do, then you have your list of what products are going to fit you as opposed to guessing. So I'm going to take a breath there. And Julie, will you hop into, there you are, Julie. Will you hop into the ingestibles and just go through how they work and why they're so effective?
Absolutely. Sure. So the internals, those are the eyes, and IO1 is our very first product, and that has been our top selling product. And it's funny when Thomas talks about it because he said it doesn't taste great. It is a little bitter because the elixir of the olive tree leaf, and it has some camu in it, which is a fruit that has 30 times the vitamin C as an orange. But it also has 3,000 times the polyphenols as like a traditional olive oil has in it. So super immunity boosting. Again, I mix up a little shot in the morning of my internals, and it's really like, I feel like it's like I'm putting on my superwoman shield in the morning with that. We have an I-66, that's our collagen. Our collagen is, I don't really like to say this, but it's like sourced from a pig, which is most closely related to us. And so it's the closely bioidentified by our own bodies. So, there's all these powders and all these things like that. We've got a liquid collagen. It's super bioavailable. It's, again, that base is the hydroxytyrosol in all of the products. And, at age 30, we start losing our natural collagen. That production starts to decrease. So it is so great when our body is recognizing this, as something like, hey, I've been missing this. So it's really, it really is taking it in. And, some of those other things are so ultra processed and coming from a totally different source that it is almost a little more foreign to our body. So anyway, and then we also have our I-70, which is our beauty molecule. That's like our hyaluronic serum, and that's a super hydrating, moisturizing kind of that's truly getting your glow on from the inside out. I used to get like, oh, you look tired. And I'm like, oh, great, gee, thanks. And now people will say like, oh, you're glowing. And, a lot of us have only been using these products since mid-February. So, I think they taste really good. I mix the three of them together in the morning. And again, that hyaluronic serum, again, is really moisturizing, but it also has turmeric and lavender in it. So it's really calming for like your gut as well. So again, all of these products, that hydroxytyrosol is, if you Google, I did type it out, how you spell it, like Google that, and like, you will see all the benefits. It's like brain health, heart health, gut health, all the, the whole body health. And so when we're reducing inflammation in our body is able to focus on the other things we wanted to do. And so it really is like an amazing, like, wow, this feels great. And again, what I loved about the Eternals, it really intrigued me and really made, I was a fan of the skincare. I was a little, nervous about that, but I was like, okay, instead of telling someone to change their entire skincare regimen overnight, this is another way that we can approach skincare, and it's such a unique approach to it. So, like, if you can talk to folks about the internals, like, oh, okay, you have a skincare regimen, or you just bought all new stuff. What are you doing for your insides? So it opens up a whole nother conversation and really focus on that gut health. And so then I find that people dip their toes in and are loving how they're feeling. And so then I'll also say like, okay, well, what are you almost done with out of your products? So I'd love to, my favorite is the face wash and the toner, and oh my gosh, it feels like a spa. So let's, add that to your order, because we've got the, add 5 to your cart, you're going to get one of those for free. So it makes it a really easy conversation, and they can start layering in some of the skincare products as they, go through their other stuff. And as they're starting to use our products, they're like, wow, these are really nice. Because I had a drawer full of stuff, you guys, like it's gone. Like it's gone. But I love the internals, and I don't want to not talk about our olive oil. That's our I-56. It's our unsung hero. So most traditional olive oils are, you find even, nice ones on the store shelf. They are like, 2023 and earlier in things. Like ours is 2024. We're in 2025 right now. So it is like, very fresh, sustainably grown, organically grown, I mean, Thomas oversees, like, he is the details man, and he oversees every part of it. And he started with like 130 trees, and now he has like 31,000 trees. And this olive oil is amazing. So even adding a shot of olive oil with some fresh lemon to your regimen, like I like doing that in the afternoon. It kind of takes that little like peckishness away in the afternoon when you're maybe want to reach for like a cookie or something you don't want to eat, have a little shot of olive oil. It is so great for, again, it's great for lowering your cholesterol, again, heart health, and again, just sort of, oiling up all those things inside you. So those joints and everything. And it tastes delicious. It has, I think it has like a little kick to it, a little spice to it. And it is just really, really good olive oil. Like I don't even like to like cook with it. I just like to use it fresh, like in dressings, and drizzle it on fruit, or doing it as like a shot. So
Julie, I love that. You are just, I always learn something every time, and I've heard you share that so many times, and I learn it. I love it. I love it. Maybe you could explain a little more like bioavailable. Like, what does that actually mean? Because that took me a while to understand.
So the way I see it is that, it is coming into a source and in a molecular size that is like going to where it needs to go, like it going into your cells. So it's not like all this, like, again, the example I use the most of is like collagen, because I see most people using like a white powder.
Right.
So that's like a processed powdery thing. And again, in all that processing, you figure there's a lot of other things going on in there, and it's changing its structure and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I know people have success with that, but again, I like using, a liquid form, just like I prefer liquid vitamins, because I feel like they are going straight to the source. Ideally, we're supposed to do our internals on an empty stomach. If you can tolerate it, you can mix it with other things. You can put it in your morning smoothie, things like that, if, it does bother your stomach. But I love, it starts my day off, and I think everyone on this call who does their internals feels like that's how they start
Raise
their
your
day.
hand.
It's a non-negotiable of how you start your day, and it just makes you feel great.
Thank you for that. And I also find with the topicals, with the skincare too, it's bioavailable. So it's like whatever it is that your skin needs, when you get that right combination, it's like a sponge. It just goes straight to work. Because there's no water trying to, mute it down. It just knows what to do and how to get in there. I mean, and we're glowing. It's great.
We are glowing. Julie, thank you. Thanks, Melanie. Ladies, I want to take a breath real quick and just see if there are any questions. Obviously, curiosity leads the brain. The fact that the doctors and Thomas have created these products in a way that our body can absorb them at the level in which they need to be received has just been amazing. I know many of you have sat down and gone through these products with me, Brenda. I think our curiosity is going to kill us. We just want to get them all into Canada as quickly as we can so that we can have you all tell your own testimonials. But are there questions about products before? I'm going to jump on and show you the website real quick so you can kind of know how to shop this week. But
Can I share a quick testimonial on behalf of my sister Angie, who I think is at work right now, so she's on mute, but she had ran out of the I-70, and she said she really didn't notice what it was doing for her until she didn't have it. And then she noticed like achiness in joints and waking up a little moodier, a little more hormonal, things like that. So I thought that was a really great testimonial that, yeah, when we're taking something that's good for us, we can't always feel the immediate difference, but when you're not taking it, you can really feel the difference.
absolutely. Great call out. I love that.
So I can add a testimonial too, because I was a little slow to notice any difference, maybe because of my age, but like Julie and Melanie were saying, oh my gosh, my allergies are gone. And oh my gosh, all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, not noticing anything, but I'm going to keep going. And on month 3, it took me 3 months. That's when I when things kicked in, and my allergies were better. I noticed my skin, even the places that I wasn't using the olive tree skin cream, was smooth and soft. And then actually last week, one of my consultants who her husband is a friend of my husband, she called up and said he had this awful thing on his leg. The dermatologist has not been able to give him anything for it but steroids, and it doesn't help. And I said, do you have a before picture? And of course she did not. But anyway, she said, it's all gone and all his dry, scaly skin is gone. And my husband heard it. And so right away, he was like, I'm starting on it too. And he's been on it for like a week and a half. I mean, he comes to me and says, my drink. And the scales are starting to go away on his Irish scaly old skin.
We say with love.
Yeah.
We say with love, right? Absolutely. Janet's cool. Janet has another cool story, which I'm going to share. Was she had somebody go and take a picture from her off of Facebook and then take a new picture, like someone not even related to us, and say, here's your before and after. Like they saw the difference and was like, yeah, Janet, this was you before you used the product, and then this is you now. And I'm like, if your friends are pulling your before and after for you, you know you're doing something right. So ladies, do you have any other questions or any questions at all? I just want to be certain that I know you're probably sitting there going, this is we're pouring a lot into you. Julie has definitely been such a testimonial for our internals. I don't know what internals are going to be offered in Canada, so I can't tell you if they're all going to be there or if none of them are going to be there. And so we don't know. I'm really hoping that when we get on the call at 9 o'clock with Thomas, we'll get some insight. But what I've heard is that once everything is in the warehouse and scanned in, then they're going to release it all. So we're just waiting, just like everyone else.
I have a question. Big surprise.
Hi, I love your questions.
Yeah. So somebody had just noted that they had their eczema was gone in 3 weeks. What product line was it? The I-70 or what was it?
It was a combination of the IO1 and the I-70 together.
Okay. And is this is for sensitive skin as well? And is this good for babies?
Well, the IO1 and the I-70 are internal products.
So no.
What we do know is it's safe for like nursing moms. We have a Telegram app with a lot of before and afters, and there are some infants and young children pictures of before and after where the parents did administer something. You would have to look at that. What we cannot do is we cannot make health claims because everybody reacts differently. I know my daughter-in-law, her allergies have really subdued. And yeah, and pets, Robin, everybody receives something a little bit different. But honestly, it helps hormonal issues, it helps skin issues, inflammation issues, achy joints, skin, acne. There's just a plethora of things that it can do, but we can't outwardly make those claims. All we can do is encourage somebody to give it a try and see how it works for them. They will benefit from it in some way.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to make those claims to have great testimonials, and that's just their opinion. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Right. And there is in the back office, there's a list of compliant terms that we can or can't use. So, instead of saying eczema, I talk about my red, itchy skin.
Yes,
Yeah, of
we
course.
are not allowed to say diseases because of the FDA, and I'm sure Health Canada probably won't be any more forgiving than the Federal Drug Administration or the FTC here in the US. So, we're just protecting you. We don't want to get in trouble.
Those private conversations with people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I'm excited. I can't wait to get these products in my hands. We've been talking about it for a while now, so it'll be exciting to have it here. And have it, have everyone try it. Love the ingestibles a lot too. That's a, I don't like saying game changer, but there are ingestibles that work really well. But for these products, I'm looking forward to try them out. Do you ever mix, what do you mix the ingestibles with that you don't like that bitter taste with? And does it blend well other than smoothies?
I honestly, I just mix the three together and take, it doesn't bother me anymore. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
take it straight directly from the bottle. It's a little bit bitter, but it's really not.
It's
really not
earthy.
difficult.
I feel like it's earthy. It's my 10-year-old, or he's 13 now, gall. I just squirt it right in his mouth and he's fine. So yeah,
It's like
You
an
can
eye
take it,
dropper
yeah.
full,
Yeah.
but they're
it's an earthy little twang.
I tell my friends, I've seen them all do a shot of tequila. They can handle our
Yeah.
ingestibles. So I'm like, I know you people. I've seen you drink whiskey. You can handle this. So
Honestly, if you mix it with the I-70 tastes like berry. So it tastes like a berry fruity drink to me.
yeah, I think someone compared it to like plums or you know, something along those lines. I like it. It tastes rich and fruity to me. But the 101, I just, like Julie said, I put them all three together. I actually don't even measure them anymore. I just have a little like a pretty glass that I just pour and do them all and then drink them in the morning. And
So there was an allergy you were saying that you had that it subdued it. What kind of allergy did you have?
That's my daughter-in-law to be. She has pet allergies and just allergies to outdoor.
Seasonal.
Yes,
I have horrible seasonal allergies and I did not have to take one allergy pill this season.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you,
let
Ines.
somebody else talk.
I love this group of women that we're bringing in from Canada. They're so, I mean, smart and wise.
Pretty.
And honestly, we've had a long try on our products, right? We've all tried other products that we know what doesn't work and what does work. And that's where I was when I first had this product put in my hands. I've had the $400 creams and the whatever creams. I've tried it all, and I was looking for a new line. And you know, we can call it manifesting or whatever we want to call it, but I don't use anything other than what we use. And we are getting ready to bring out makeup, and I'm very excited about that as well, more than just the one product that we offer now, because I really want to be holistically inside of this line, from my hair to my body lotion to everything. That is my goal, because I just know how proud and Thomas is of what his ingredients are and what he puts into our products. And I'm not ever going to be worried about my mascara and those type of things again once it's all out. Guys, let me show you the back office. Keep asking questions. I know the ladies on here can answer, but I just want to go in and show you the way the product is listed. Once again,
while you're bringing that up, Mary, I'll just share. So they had a training today on the hydroxytyrosol based mascara, and you know, there's no black carbon in the mascara. It's a like they called it a peanut shaped wire brush. So then you're not going to have to worry about like microplastics, which is all a big thing now. Microplastics are in everything. So again, just the detail and thought behind the products is really pretty amazing.
Awesome. So good. This is a website. So when you look at it, you can see our different lines. Oliveda is all of our skincare, except for, of course, we have a couple different lines, but all the glass bottles that you see, all the FIBH I just showed you, that is under Oliveda. You might be curious, okay, well, what's the difference between the Olive Tree People and these other different names? The Olive Tree People is our umbrella, and everything else sits underneath our umbrella, and these are our brands under it. The LA Dope was created by Thomas's son, and it is a hemp line. I don't believe it's going to be offered in Canada yet, but I just want to let you know what it is. Olive Rose is our no makeup. It's a skin tint, and I love it. They're actually coming out with a new formula on it, and then lip liner, all the great things that we want. Olive mush, gosh, I have not used the olive mush. I gotta be honest with you, but I know it's does anyone else here use it? Shonda? Julie?
has.
I've
Do you wanna
tried
tell me?
it. I'm not a coffee drinker. And yeah, it tastes horrible. It tastes like dirt, but
Oh, I don't, okay,
Oh.
so I have a different testimonial. on
yeah.
it. I don't think it tastes like coffee at all. It is like a mushroom blend, but to me, it's more of like a chai tea kind of thing because it has like so
Oh.
much like turmeric, cinnamon, like it is more like a chai flavoring to it. So if you're thinking it's going to be coffee, then it might taste like dirt. But if you're thinking it's more like a chai tea, it's a lot different than that. And I've had someone who is a customer of mine from before, like she was like, oh, I'd love to do, like, she's like, that olive mush is amazing. She's like, my brain fog is totally gone. And so she thinks it's really, really gets herself, and that's what they talk about, energy and focus,
Yeah.
with
And
no
I think
jitters.
there's several recipes that you can froth it up and, and sweeten it up and things like that. So it's definitely something to play with. And just because of its benefits, I will definitely do that.
Guys, and here's one of the things I want to point out to you is that when you go on and you click on our products, you're going to see the description, and then you're also going to see every little thing that we offer. Is it caffeine? This is caffeine free. It's vegan. It's gluten free. It's organic. It's non-GMO. That's going to be really important to you as you're offering these products. It's kind of cool too, because here they have a what's inside the story. There's a lot of information on your website, and I'm going to go back here. Everyone is going to get their own website. When you're signing up, you're going to put whatever you want your website name to be. Mine is Elevated with Mary, but it'll always share your name when someone's shopping with you. That's super important that you let people know to look for you and your name so that the order doesn't go someplace other than you. Once they're in, they can do exactly what I'm doing here. There are sets they can shop from. These are just bundles of product. They give a little bit of a reduction in price. They probably looking at consultant price here because I think I'm inside of mine. But to that point, like what Julie was saying, the benefits of all these products are just so incredible. I'm going to go to Face real quick here so you can see how all the products are displayed. And then I just, it's easy. It's very organic for a customer. It's a normal shopping experience. I was trying to buy Sheets. I hope that came out right, from my friend last night who's in a direct sales company. It was like I was trying to convince someone to let me buy their product. This is very organic. If we have a free product or a free offering, you add it to the cart, it populates. You don't have to worry about a code or anything like that. It's a really nice shopping experience. And then, I can click around here. We do have gift cards that you can get. Just the refund policy, 365 days for your customers, 60 days for you. Why 60 days for consultants and 365 days for customers? Because women, men, and everybody in the direct sales industry has been unfortunately bonus buyed before, where they go in and they buy a bunch of product to make a rank or earn a trip. And so your customers will always have 365 days, but we have 60 days because of that little fact that, we don't want someone to go in and buy a bunch of product to earn an incentive and then be like, oh, gee, I've gone on the trip to, Aruba, and now I'm going to return all my product. So that's why they only allow us 60 days. It's like there's always one bad apple who ruins it for all of us, right? So
Can you just ask, or can I just ask another question?
Yeah, Brenda, go.
The shampoo and creamers, like how popular are they, and any testimonials on that from any of you?
I think we have somebody on here as a testimonial. Robin. She's our hairdresser. Robin, can you share about those products?
Yes, I had very bad, dry, itchy scalp. And I have a tendency to be allergic to a lot of skincare products. And since I've been using I only use the Oliveda shampoo and conditioner and oil now. I haven't had any issues with my scalp being irritated, scabby, or any. I love it. I wake up in the morning, I put my hair up in a scrunchie, I wake up and my hair comes down looking great. With all these other products, you get like a waxy coating on your hair, and this does not do that. This does not leave any kind of dryness on your hair at all. It's great stuff. The oil too.
Great, thanks.
I like an oil.
Mary, I was going to just add one more comment if just about the Ask Olive Brain, because again, that is just a great thing to direct your customers to, because again, the site can be overwhelming to folks. That, again, you can kind of pick through it, but like to help them kind of narrow down their choices. But what is going to happen with the Ask Olive Brain, it's going to say like one highly recommended product, but then make sure you scroll down, because there's usually like 5 or 6 things recommended. Some people only see that like, oh, all right, that's what I need to get. But there's other things you need to just scroll down. And the first time I looked at, people tend to just like, oh, I just got the one thing. And I'm like, I don't think so. So there is usually just to, 5 to 6, things typically recommended for somebody in the Ask Olive Brain quiz. And then that way you can help them narrow down based on their budget or their needs or whatever. But it's a great way to, if you're feeling kind of lost, I was brand new to skincare. So, I didn't know the difference between toners and tonics and this and serums and elixirs. And so that brain quiz was great to just kind of narrow down those options right from the beginning. But just remember to, for you and your customers to scroll down, because you will get a link to, their quiz results also, which is just super helpful to work, with your customers directly on.
Yeah, great, Julie. You get an email, they get an email. You have the ability, as soon as you get that email, to reach out to them and then coach them and help them through their purchase. And so that, and then also it keeps a record in your back office of anyone who's ever filled out your quiz before. You can go back and click on it and be like, oh, that's right, Lisa Smith clicked on this in January and she still hasn't ordered. Let me just go see if she's, she found another line or something. It just gives you a really nice, warm call list so that you can reach out to people. And of course, I'm getting all of yours in Canada right now because everyone's using my link, which, just so you know, that doesn't mean anything. As soon as you have the right link, you'll be able to do, order where you need to order. But yeah, it's fun to watch everyone take the quiz.
I believe when they take the brain quiz, it also adds them to the email list from Olive Tree people, where when they send an email, like get the 21% off sale plus the free F59. So the more people that you can get to take that brain quiz, the more people that adds to your funnel.
Yeah, great point, Shonda. Is anyone getting the emails now that they've in Canada yet that has filled it out recently? No. Brenda, have you gotten any emails or updates now that you've filled it out? Okay.
Nope.
They
Nothing.
might know that, I don't know. Who knows? Technology is very smart, but. All right, guys, I know there's a Canada call at 9 o'clock with Thomas, where Thomas is going to have a Canadian update, which I'm very curious about. Unfortunately, I have a call at 9 o'clock that I previously booked, so I can't be on there. So you guys are going to have to give me the goods. Overall, just FYI, the product is coming from Germany to Canada. It's manufactured and bottled in Germany. It is a product of Germany shipped to Canada. In the US, the product goes from Germany to the US. Thomas chose the US market first for I guess we'll just call it, market share reasons. We got a lot of people down here who buy a lot of product, but Canada is the second country that we're going into. This fall, we'll be going into all of Europe. and I won't say all of Europe, but the majority of Europe. I shouldn't be presumptuous, but it seems like it's going to be a good hunk of it. And we can cross recruit. So you guys can recruit into the US. You'll be able to recruit over there as well. So he's just done a really great job of taking us internationally very quickly. It's $65 normally to become a consultant in Canada. It'll be free. I don't know how long free sign-up's going on. And of course, shipping is from the shipping distribution center is in Ontario. So if you're over in BC, I'll hope it gets to you as quickly as possible. But you know, Canadians know that process way better than I do. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm missing as far as Canada goes, guys? We just don't know the product list yet. We know he wants more and more, but we do know it's going to be 50.
I guess we'll find out more on the call coming up. And we'll of course find out for sure on Thursday, right?
Yes. Yeah, and this is all just a little informational call, just so you can have something in your back pocket, so you're not going into it blind. Obviously, we're available for you. We don't want you won't be alone, of course, but this was just product information, so you would know when you got in there a little bit of gold label, black label, FIBH, what all those things mean, what the different product lines are, and also what your website. I think it's going to look pretty much like what our website looks like. So,
I'm gonna go into the porch.
okay, who's going to the porch? I think all right, thank you for being on, ladies. I appreciate it. I cannot wait for us to kick this off and be the most rockin' Canadian team. Period. Biggest, largest, grandest. Let's go do that. I'm so excited about the energy that we're going to bring. Many of you have launched a product line in Canada before, so you're experts in this. I'm hoping that it's smoother than your other experiences. So far, I feel like it already has been. But yeah, just know that we have a great leadership team here. Now, when you see Julie, Shonda, Melanie, Janet's name in our thread, you'll know who they are and they'll know who you are. So hopefully this community feels a little tighter to you and the faces seem a little more familiar now that you've spent some time with us tonight. I'm gonna